Imagine paying just $10 a month and being able to watch one movie in theaters every single day. No limits, no catch, at least. That's what it seemed like. For millions of people, it felt like the greatest deal ever created. And for a brief moment, it looked like the future of the movie industry. That company was MoviePass. But just a year later, the company was collapsing. So how did a deal that seemed unstoppable end up becoming one of the biggest business disasters in modern tech? MoviePass didn't start as a crazy idea. In fact, when it launched in 2011, it was surprisingly reasonable. The original concept was simple: pay a monthly fee and watch a limited number of movies. Back then, subscriptions were starting to take over. Music with streaming, TV with services like Netflix. So applying that model to movie theaters made sense. But there was a problem. The pricing wasn't cheap. Early plans could cost $30 to $50 per month. And for most people, that just wasn't worth it. So MoviePass stayed small, quiet, almost irrelevant, until everything changed. In 2017, MoviePass was acquired by a company called Helios and Matheson Analytics. And this is where things took a dramatic turn. The new leadership had a bold idea: drop the price to $9.95 per month and offer unlimited movies. Let that sink in. For less than the price of one movie ticket, you could watch a movie every day. It sounded insane because it was. Here's the catch. MoviePass wasn't partnering with theaters. It was actually paying full price for every ticket its users bought. So every time someone used the service, MoviePass was losing money. But consumers didn't care about the business model. They saw one thing: an unbelievable deal. And it went viral. Social media exploded. YouTube reviews, Twitter threads, word of mouth. People rushed to sign up. In just a few months, MoviePass went from tens of thousands of users to millions. At its peak, the company had over 3 million subscribers. It was growing faster than almost any startup at the time. But behind the scenes, the math was breaking. Let's break it down simply. Average ticket price, $10. Monthly subscription, $9.95. If a user watched just one movie, MoviePass broke even. If they watched two, the company lost money. And guess what people did? They watched more movies, a lot more. Heavy users, called power users, were going 5 times a month, 10 times a month, even more. Each of those users was costing MoviePass hundreds of dollars per year. The more successful the service became, the more money it lost. As losses grew, MoviePass started making changes. And this is where things began to fall apart. They introduced blackout dates, limited showtimes, restrictions on popular movies. Suddenly, the unlimited promise wasn't so unlimited anymore. Users became frustrated, trust started to break, and it got worse. MoviePass began doing controversial things like blocking tickets for certain movies, changing plans without clear notice. At one point, the app even mysteriously stopped working during major movie releases. Then came the moment that exposed everything. In 2018, MoviePass literally ran out of cash. The company had to borrow money just to keep the service running. At times, users couldn't buy tickets at all. The app would fail. Cards would get declined. Customer complaints exploded. The illusion was gone. People realized this business model never made sense. By late 2019, MoviePass was essentially dead. Subscribers left. The company shut down operations. And its parent company filed for bankruptcy. What was once one of the fastest growing startups became one of the most famous failures. MoviePass is a perfect example of a simple truth. Not every great deal is a sustainable business. For consumers, it was amazing. For the company, it was a financial disaster. But its impact still matters, because MoviePass changed how people think about subscriptions, movie theaters, entertainment access, and even today, companies are still trying to figure out how to make that idea work, because sometimes the biggest successes are built on ideas that were never meant to last.